Okay guys, so I did a fleshing video last year, and during that fleshing video I didn't really talk too much about my beam, and I've had a lot of requests on if I could do a video on my fleshing beam. So here we go. Okay, I use a PVC beam, just the versatility and everything else that comes with PVC. I like it a lot better than wood. The PVC is a lot harder than wood. You know, you come off a pelt with your knife, you know, it's not going to scrape or chip or dig in there as bad. So anyway, went with that. This is the design that I came up with. I'm sure there's a lot better out there, but you know, this one works for me. It works real good. This beam here, it's not attached to the wall or anything. You know, you can see it just moves around. But the way I built it real wide. The base is real stable. So anyway, I'm not going to get into a whole bunch of measurements and stuff. If I have a bunch of questions on it, I might do another video on it. But this is just more just to kind of show you what I got. If you guys get ideas from it, that's great. So anyway, the whole base is built out of treated 4x4s. Basically, this piece right here is 3 foot, and piece right here, 28 inches. Nice real wide base. As far as the angle, the angle of my beam is 55 degrees. I'm 6'2" tall. You know, it comes right up into the center of my chest. That's how I like it. So 55 degrees. I obtained that angle by you can see the angles I've cut into the beam there, and then I stubbed the ends of it right there to make this. So from the ground to this point here is 10 inches. You know, whenever I'm fleshing, I like to put my foot here. I'm right-handed, you know, and just kind of bear down on things. The locking mechanism is, this is all out of laminate board there. You can see I've cut a notch into it and pinned it down. All my beams have notches. Locks the beam in real nice. The curvature of the pipe sets on the 4x4 and it locks in real nice. I'll go in and snap a beam in for you guys here. Okay, you'll be able to hear it snap. Okay, beam's locked in. It's not going anywhere now. This beam here, I use 4 different beams. This is my most common beam I use. I use this on coons, coyotes, and possums. I obtained that beam by tracing out a wire coon stretcher. These other 3 beams here, this outside one to the right, is I use it primarily for fox, muskrats, and skunks. It's a 6-inch wide beam. The center one here I use for beaver. You know, it's just with beaver not being case skinned, you know, they wrap around it real nice. And the outside one I used for smaller critters such as mink and other things like that. Okay, you can see I've got these barrels in my beam here. This is halves of a plastic 55-gallon drum. I've cut handles in them. They slip right inside this beam real nice, catch all your fleshing. You know, kind of keeps things area nice and neat. Okay, on to the beams. All my beams are made out of 10-inch PVC. I got the pipe home, I traced it out, cut it out, and then I took a flap disc on a 4.5-inch grinder and shaped it, and then used various grits of sandpaper to get down to a real nice curvature, no sharp edges. I've got this piece of pipe here, holds my knife in, kind of keeps things neat. Next to my beam I have a stool. I've got a towel for keeping the fleshing knife clean. I've got a little squeegee. I use that in between pellets to squeegee off the beam. And then if you guys have seen my fleshing video, I use a clamp to hold the pelt. The reason I do that is because this is the angle. It's a very steep angle, but I like that angle because I'm not pushing with my back. I'm not bending over. All my pushing is done in my arms. But that clamp helps helps pull that hide down and it'll roll over, and I can kind of use my gut to stick up against it and hold that pelt. Okay, why I use 10-inch PVC? I use 10-inch PVC because the knife I use is a Necker 600. You can see right now that knife sitting on that beam is contacting about 3/4 inches of that beam. Okay. Whenever I put a pelt on there and I'm pushing on coons, I'm contacting about 1.25 inches of the pelt. That's how much fat I'm pushing. Whenever I roll over and go to my sharp side, I'm still at about 3/4 inch. That's the amount of fat that I want to push. I don't want to push the whole beam's width of fat. You know, a lot of people, they screw up because they want to make their beam to the radius of their knife. They want to make those two radius match. Well, the problem is, whenever you put a pelt on there, that thickness of that pelt enlarges the radius, and your radiuses are going to be off. So for those of you grinding down and designing your own beam, make sure you put a pelt on there and then match it, because your radius will change. So other than that, guys, like I said, about 30 inches wide, this ways 3 foot this ways. I've got a 55-degree angle on my beam. You know, it works out real well for me. So anyway, any questions or comments, leave them below. I'll get back with you. Like I said, this is more of just kind of a this is what I've got video. If I have a bunch of questions as far as measurements and dimensions and whatnot, I might do another video on all that. But anyway, hope this answered a bunch of questions, and until next time, guys, take care.